Hi everyone, welcome back. Today's video is going to be my monthly favorites for the month of January, and I've just realized that I'm kicking this off with a product that I should have mentioned in my monthly haul because my friend Sam did gift these to me throughout the month of January, and they are the Cover FX glitter drops. I think Sam had duplicates of these, which is how I ended up with them. This one is full size and then these ones are minis, but the minis have plenty of product in them, that's for sure. I mean, I will never get through a liquid highlighter this size. So the Cover FX glitter drops came out, I think it was summer last year, and while they looked really pretty, I just didn't buy them because I don't go through liquid highlighter at all. So I just avoided them entirely. And then Sam was like, hey, I think I've got duplicates. Do you want them? And I was like, well, of course I do. You know how much I love glitter. So I've been wearing these throughout the month of January and I have fallen desperately in love with these. So I like glitter in general and I'll pretty much wear it wherever I want on my face. But what makes this really special is that the colors are quite unique. So this one here is blue, but it's got magenta, teal, turquoise, even gold specks in there, and sadly the name has come off the bottom, so I'll have to annotate what this one's called. But there's also a white gold here called Mirage, and then there's more of a pinky gold one here called Aurora. So the way that I apply these is I kind of take the dropper, and I mean you can fill the dropper if you want so that product comes out the end of the dropper, but I really just take like the end of it and dab it on my face and then pat it out with my finger. Now, while I really like the beautiful colors that are inherent to the tube, I have to point out while this goes on very glittery and it's absolutely beautiful, I don't feel like too much of the color comes off that you're going to feel awkward about it. The sparkle shimmers do show up. They do reflect the different tones that are in the bottle, but you won't get like a blue streak across your face. So I think that's really nice because I really like applying a color like this, but I don't necessarily always want a blue streak across my face. And in fact, blue highlighter is one of the harder ones to wear, so I like that it actually comes across a little bit more subtly. Now don't get me wrong, this is a glitter highlighter and it is going to look like glitter. I did even have a coworker point it out when I was wearing it at work. She's like, you just have glitter on your cheeks, right? And I was like, yep, I do. But I think it's beautiful. It's like a fairy just threw glitter at you and it landed in all the right places, if you put it in the places that you want it. And I think it's ethereal, it's gorgeous, and I'm so happy to own these now. And this is actually the entire collection. So there's the blue, the pink, and the gold, and that's it for color. I would like to see more shades because I'm really enamored with this. Now, the full size is super expensive. I think this one's like $54. So I would prefer to see them in more miniature versions. I'd like to see like sets and more colors like that. But if you're somebody who really enjoys glitter and likes wearing it as a highlighter, or even you could put this on your arms or your chest and just really amp up the sparkle, I think you would enjoy these. But if you're somebody who only wears glitter like once a year at New Year's, this is potentially not the product for you just because it's so expensive. That being said, I love glitter and I do think it's worth the price tag, so I'm really happy to have these now. Okay, so while the Cover FX highlighters are very new to me, I've got a highlighter that I've been using that's quite old in the grand scheme of things. And that's one by MAC. So this one came out in the Future MAC collection a few years ago now, and it's called Otherearthly. And it is a very strange highlighter. I mean, the shape itself is a little bit bizarre, but the colors in here are quite strange for a highlighter. You've got a silver at the top, a pink strip through the middle, and then this more like, well, it's covered by some silver right now because I swirl my brush and the whole thing. This strip at the bottom is quite bronze. And it makes for a really interesting highlighter when you apply it to your cheeks, because if you swirl your brush in the whole thing, it comes across as a warm toned and a cool toned highlighter depending on how the light hits your face. And you might think that's kind of strange, and I do agree, it's a little bit bizarre, but this comes across as kind of like a silvery cool toned sheen in the center of the highlight, and then it kind of fades out to a more bronze color. Now it does depend on how the light hits your cheek, but I found this really interesting to pair with eye looks that I couldn't quite decipher if they were more cool toned or more warm toned. More specifically, I'm thinking if I put a taupe on my lid that's more cool tone, but then fade it out with a more warm toned brown, I never know what highlighter to pair with it other than this one, because it does encompass a cool aspect and a warm aspect. Now, I mean, you could swirl your brush in the very specific areas, but I think that's pointless. I really don't think anybody is sticking to a certain section of their highlighter, especially when the areas are not that big. But I do like it actually swirled all together and applied to the face, and I'm kind of happy to have rediscovered it in my collection. I kept this one, and it was a PR sample ages ago, just because it's so bizarre. Like, it's a really weird highlighter, but I don't own anything like it in my collection, which is why I held on to it. So I like that I've rediscovered this. It is an older product, so some of you may have this in your collection, but you definitely can't get it anymore. But yeah, it's one of the ones that I held on to just because it was so strange, and I'm glad that I did. Over the last few months, I've really been enjoying some fake lashes by the brand SocialEyes, which are out of Canada, which is really exciting. I like being able to support Canadian brands. And I think they're actually located in Vancouver, but I'm not positive on that one. So I've been trying out a whole bunch of their lashes. They have an incredible range of styles on their website, like more than I would ever expect a brand to have. Most brands do not have. I think they must have 30+ styles. Like, it's unreal how many they have. So I've really been enjoying these two pairs in particular. This one is called Glamorous Shorty. What I like about that is that they have a glamorous style, but I find it's a little bit too big for my eyes because I've got hooded eyes and I like to show off my colorful eyeshadow. I don't like when a lash completely covers my entire eyeball. So I like that they've made a short version of it because it fits my eye shape better. The band on this is clear, which is fantastic. I love that aspect so much. And the other pair that I've been wearing is called Lady. Now, these are a little bit more piecey and clumped, which can really help to make a little bit more of a cat eye shape. So I like these when I want something a little bit more precise, I guess you could say. And then I like the Glamorous Shorty ones when I want something a little bit more voluminous. I do also like Lush, but I'm not sure where I put those right now. I think they're in my House of Lashes carrying case. But they do make a whole variety of lashes that are fun to use. They've got some really natural ones as well that I would tend to wear if I'm just going out for dinner or something like that. And one of the nice things about SocialEyes is that their products are vegan and cruelty-free. The lashes are completely synthetic. Their price point is also really good too. I think every single lash was under $10 Canadian, and I think the bulk of them are around the $8 price mark. So if you're looking for a huge variety of lashes, definitely check out SocialEyes because I've been wearing them in most of my videos lately. Unfortunately, I'm not actually wearing them today, but in most of my recent videos, I have been wearing SocialEyes lashes. And my last favorite of the month is a body lotion by Soap & Glory. This is their Sugar Crush body lotion. But I feel like it's more of a body cream because it is quite a bit thicker than a lotion, which I appreciate. I don't really like body lotions so much during the winter months because I just feel like they're too thin. They don't feel like they're working as hard as they could on my dry skin. So even though this says body lotion, it definitely feels more like a cream. So the primary reason why I like this, and even though it doesn't look like I've used much, I can assure you, I've been pumping this out every night. The main reason why I like this is for the scent. Now, they describe it as a freshly squeezed sweet lime fragrance, and that is probably the best description that anybody could give this scent because it is quite fresh and citrusy, but there's a sweetness to it that cuts into that sort of bitter citrus scent. So the scent is a huge selling point on this moisturizer, but it does work very well. It is quite thick, but I do feel like it sinks in quickly into your skin, which is always appreciated. But one of the other things I like about this is the fact that it's got a pump top. I don't like any other delivery system, really. I mean, I hate the tubs where you have to like scoop out a little bit. It always gets in the underside of my nails. So to prevent that, I always stick like a knuckle into the tub, but that just feels ridiculous. And then the squeezy tubes, for whatever reason, I always get like gunked up on the outside. It's just a mess. I like a pump top, and this one has it. If you're in Canada, Shoppers Drug Mart does sell Soap & Glory. They have the entire body care range, I believe, and lip glosses, oddly, but they don't carry the makeup. But I really like their body care, and that maple scrub that they have is another huge favorite of mine, but I've really been paying a lot of attention to this one in the past month because I finished up another moisturizer, so this was next in line, and I've really been enjoying it. All right, that is it for my favorites for the month of January. It looks like January was all glitter, highlighter, lashes, and moisturizer, which I feel like accurately sums up my life. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.